Alright. Let's get started. So yeah, as we said, this is going to be a set review. Triff versus Swedish Delight. Peach versus Sheik. I have never seen this set before, so I'm not really sure what to expect. But hopefully, we're going to be able to point Triff in the right direction. So a rematch can turn out differently. And as always, when I do these set reviews, I'm not really going to be taking questions from chat. I'm going to focus on, analyzing these games, and then we can take questions afterwards. I'll still keep track of chat, obviously, and if something relevant comes up in chat, and I'm like, oh, I need to address this further, then of course I will. But for the most part, questions afterwards. Slasher, thank you for 31 months. Thank you so much. Alright, let's get started. A little bit nervous almost. Alright, let's do this.
That was a hard 50-50.
Yeah.
Alright.
Super relevant, huh?
Like he was really good? Or
No, he was like physically ill at the tournament.
That was a hard 50-50. You put me in a hard 50-50.
I'm so sorry.
I was really trying to...
I'm so sorry.
Alright, one thing I remember from the bat right away is from playing Swedish a lot in friendlies myself, gotta be very careful with how you hit him on platforms. This is something I would not be surprised if we see too much of from in this set. So I already want to say it. But one thing also the Peach players are not using enough as a character. So this also applied to myself to some degree, I would say. So when you are in the air with Peach at mid percent or high percent, it's not quite as dangerous as it is on lower percentage, because often if you hit Peach on low percent, you often get counter hit yourself. Or maybe at least, in a pressure scenario where Swedish could have been putting up his shield, but then it still would have been a good position for Triff. But yeah, what I'm saying is that I feel like a lot of times when you're in the air at low damage, you can pretty much counter hit people. And I feel like Peaches are not using that enough. If you take the Peach Fox matchup, let's say you float up high up and Fox jump with an air or something. At low damage, you can use counter hit him, hit him for hitting you pretty much. So that's something I will try to remember and see if we find those scenarios in this set as well.
I was really trying to...
I'm so sorry.
That was a hard 50-50.
Those are going to be super important in the future too. Here, this Nair, if this float cancel Nair was done better, basically, if you do this Nair perfectly, you can't roll. Or if you do roll and Peach down smash, the down smash catch the roll. I mean, it applies to Fox, so I don't see a reason why it wouldn't work against Sheik. So, since Sheik's shield is so... Sheik's shield is really good. Down smash rarely poke. We can see Triff go for down smash here. But the thing is, normally down smash pokes better from behind. And Sheik has low shield here. So, I mean, it makes sense to test the down smash. Even on Sheik. But... I think in this matchup, overall for Peach, I think it's going to be important to get these, perfect float cancels out. I do think some people exaggerate, sometimes, how much it will change, because, sometimes with Peach, you float high up in the air, which means that you can't get frame perfect float cancels. But this time, Triff was very low, so I think that's something you gotta practice Triff, get the perfect ones, and then mix up between grab and down smash pretty much. Grab doesn't give you too much against Sheik normally, but in this position, as you know, if you do a down throw here, you get a decent tech chase scenarios. And some people might wonder, wait, shouldn't I always down throw then? No, because if Peach was on the other side, then if Sheik DI behind and roll away, yeah, you don't reach Sheik. But here, the edge interrupts that. And I know this set's review is mainly for Triff, but I will point out some stuff that he knows as well to teach other people too. But yeah.
I'm so sorry.
If you remember that one fun filter...
I'm so sorry.
I was really trying to...
I'm so sorry.
If you remember that one fun filter toe tweet...
No.
It was
Sorry.
If you remember that one fun filter toe tweet...
No.
It was conversation with Bobby Scar. That one fun filter toe tweet...
No.
It was really trying to...
I'm so sorry.
If you remember that one fun filter toe tweet...
No.
I was really trying to.
I'm so sorry.
If you remember that one unfiltered Toph tweet,
No.
it was like.
I mean,
If you remember that.
that's a decent idea. I just like, I want to replay this scenario a few times. I don't know. For me, like, if I do think people are gonna like jump at around this percentage, I much rather just throw out an up air. You do a float in the air, and I could see it work. I wouldn't necessarily say it's wrong, but if I think Swedish is gonna go on a platform at this percentage, I would much rather do an up air myself.
If you remember that one unfiltered Toph.
Also, I feel like it's twice now at the start of this match already where you get like an air, but then not really much happens out of it. Here's an air again. I don't know. Maybe after you land this nair, you should like... Maybe you should just like dash forward, get a bit closer, and then apply pressure instead. Feels like Swedish gets to avoid, like, get out pretty much for free here.
I'm playing sick. I'm sick right now, and it's like, oh hell yeah, dude. Blah blah blah.
Aw, that was good at first, like waiting out this F tilt, but then you don't punish. And this F tilt for Sheik is something we need to look out for, because yeah, it just interrupts the fair. Fair is very slow for Peach. It has massive startup. So this F tilt is really good from Swedish. Like the strategy itself, it didn't work out this time, obviously. It's like, I kind of treat Sheik's F tilt as Falco up tilt. You have to like just read the timing. If you think they're gonna do it early, then wait a tiny bit and then go in. So fair is fine, but you can't do it predictable timings. For a lot of people, like they always attack with the same rhythm, which is bad. Like, a lot of people have this idea that, oh, if I do a fair, then that's one option. But how you time your fair or nair or whatever it is, that, like, is mix-ups in itself. Same thing with, like, going in, retreating in place. That's, like, using a move in 3 different ways as well. Also, Swedish is rolling away a lot. Yeah, this is, like, far from the first time. Wait, if we go back again...
No, he was like physically ill at the tournament.
Yeah, Swedish is rolling. Roll away. Roll away. And now we're almost back to where we were. And roll away. Alright, Peach is not the best character at punishing those, but this is interesting. This is interesting. Like, already in the first, like, 14 seconds, we've seen a lot of rolls away. And the thing is, even if you can't directly get a punish from this always, you still can, like, get even greater stage control. So that's something to keep in mind. It does seem like Swedish relies on it quite a lot. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is the other time by the ledge as well. When Swedish is cornered and he goes to the platform. And this is the second time he goes unpunished for it. And the thing is also, like, at very, very high level of play, a lot of it comes down to, like, picking habits apart. A lot of it comes down to that. So, yeah, Swedish, he seems, so far, to like retreating to platforms. Or, like, when he's cornered, he likes to, yeah, move on the platform. So...
someone go find that tweet and retweet it. That was... Dude, blah, blah, blah. Someone go find that tweet and retweet it.
Yeah, this one almost worked out. Like, I overall like this approach. It almost worked. But the thing is with this one, with this jump turnip, I think jumping turnip approach into like nair, fair, whatever, it normally is good on very close distance. Yeah, very close distance. It also, how do you say, like, in this scenario, like, right here, before Triff has jumped himself, like, Swedish can also jump here. Like, I prefer doing this approach more when it's like, my jump will clearly come out first. And by clearly, I don't necessarily mean, like, oh, like, I'm a second ahead. But a little bit more sooner than this, because, like, Sheik, like, she's fast, right? She's fast. And her jump is, like, her jump squad is, like, very, very quick. So So in this type of scenario, I pretty much want to be like relatively close and jump before Sheik to make up for the like speed difference. So it's kind of like Sheik jumps into the turnip. It's almost like the turnip is above and Sheik jumps into it, and then you apply pressure. In this scenario, since they are pretty much jumping at the same time, Swedish ends up above the turnip, and then he gets the backer out, and he remains safe. So overall, I think the approach was good. Like, the attempt was good, but it needed to be done slightly sooner. Another thing you can do in this scenario, if we go back a little bit again.
Someone go find that tweet and retweet it.
In this type of scenario as well, something you can do is to like not drift forward when you throw the turnip, so you kind of like sneak like around the backer. You can also like float and then just fall down to get underneath Sheik. That's also pretty good, because Sheik's aerial drift is honestly really trash. So like doing this jump and throw the turnip, it could like look for Swedish like, all right, he's gonna try to get me, so I'm gonna do this backer. But then in this scenario, like here, like Triff could pretty much like float, go down, and then try to like squeeze in. You could keep the turnip for this scenario as well if you want to, but then it would pretty much be like full hop, float, fall out of float, or fast fall out of float, and then try to attack.
That was Ludwig. That's a Ludwig.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Down smash on shield. Yeah, it's just so bad. It's sad. Sheik's shield is so good.
It was about the 50-50, and then it said like many iterations later I realized
about the 50-50.
It was about the 50-50, and then it said...
Wait, I'm gonna decrease a little bit here.
Like many iterations later I realized...
Was it about the 50-50?
It was about the 50-50, and then it said like many iterations later I realized...
Was it about the 50-50?
Overall, good idea here as well. Could be slightly improved upon. Like in this scenario, the goal with this turnip is obviously to hit Swedish, right? But the better thing here would have been if the turnip sent Swedish outwards. Wait, let's go back slightly again.
Was it about the 50-50?
It was about the 50-50, and then it said
like right here, like the horizontal difference between these two characters is almost non-existent, right? Peach is slightly more horizontally, like she's slightly closer to center stage than Sheik. Sheik does have slow aerial speed, but you also have to take the height difference into account here. So what would have been better for Triff is basically to like dash back and throw up the turnip. Maybe Swedish would have had a slightly higher chance to avoid a turnip, but if the turnip do hit, the reward is probably higher, since the turnip would send him, away from the top platform. Because here Swedish, all he wants is to land on the ground again without taking damage. And now when the turnip gets thrown up, he gets bounced to the platform, and now he got access to shield, and Triff barely didn't make it in time. So if Triff could have replayed that scenario, what he probably should have done was to cover like the platform itself with a turnip, and Swedish poor aerial drift, and not even Swedish, like Sheik's poor aerial drift would have made it tricky for Sheik.
Trying to describe the fact that he had actually fallen ill.
Yeah. That's clever.
It is clever, and it just happened in real life. I'm going to tell Ludwig about it. What?
Yeah, that's clever.
Honestly, this is probably something we're going to see in the future from Peach too. In these type of scenarios and tech chase scenarios, to use like CC potential dash up CC potential get up attacks. I think it's just going to be more a part of the future. Like we can already see with like Wizzy, face roll, stuff like that, how much better their consistency has gotten. I don't think Peach probably should always do it due to her low running speed. So like some greater reward options might not always be there because you don't have the speed to make up for like always getting the strongest punish. But in some scenarios, I clearly think it could be good.
Happened in real life. I'm going to tell Ludwig about it. What?
Oh yeah, that was a greedy jump. That was a greedy jump.
Happened in real life. I'm going to tell Ludwig about it.
Yeah, it was like, no way that was gonna hit.
Yeah, let him know. Sure, he won't even appreciate it because Ludwig is too big time for us now, you know? Yeah, let him know. Sure, he won't even appreciate it.
Also, I feel like Triff, so far, from what I've seen, I feel like you go to the air too much against Sheik. I feel like those type of scenarios, like if you're in the air, it's more like you quickly go there and then get out of it. Like by that I mean like maybe a quick float in the air, quickly jump to a turnip, those type of things. But I think like it's unlike Marv where it's like you use platforms to get access to turnips. Sheik is just so good with turnips, so I feel like that point kind of disappears, right? And then I feel like it's very hard to like get in against Sheik too. And yeah, that was a good up tilt by Swedish to protect himself. I'm not sure if you can be fast enough to get that turnip. I would guess not. But if you can't be fast enough for this, which I imagine is the case actually, a good thing can actually be to like when you shield drop is to drift back. So instead of like shield dropping like diagonally left, trying to do diagonally right, and then like be outside of Sheik's range for the up tilt, and then go in to punish. So it's like you don't directly try to punish, but you indirectly punish Sheik by punishing the up tilt.
I would be like, oh yeah, you remember that? Because Lobby is too big time for us now, you know? I would be like, oh yeah, you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Lobby's too big time for us now, you know? I would be like, oh yeah, you remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that could have been a punish, but it's like a lot of these things are like, of course, if you see the response from a player, it's always like easier. But yeah, here I feel like you could have float, fall down, and then jump and attack. But it also was very tight. I'm actually not 100% sure if you would have gotten that. Alright, good nair.
What I remember is the first time the Swedish beat Armada.
I don't know why people still get hyped by that simple recovery. It's literally been used for 12 years. Ah, that's so unfortunate.
What I remember is the first time the Swedish beat
Yeah,
Armada.
that was very unfortunate. That
Swedish is good.
The Swedish beat Armada.
Yeah, Swedish is good.
also, okay, this doesn't apply to this scenario because Triff is having his back. Swedish is having his no. Triff is having his back turned towards Swedish, right? So it doesn't apply here. But very common in this shield drop heavy meta is that when people do attack your shield, so Swedish attack the shield, right? And what does he do right after? He shields, and this is very common. And people do this shield because they expect the shield drop aerial. So if Triff wasn't having his back turned against Swedish, against a lot of people, it's literally just better to do a grab. I noticed this like when shield drop became a thing right away, but it was like a hard thing to like always keep in mind. But I do think it's going to be a bigger part of the future. Someone attacks you, and instead of doing the shield drop aerial, you go for a grab instead. Sometimes. In this scenario, in this particular scenario, it didn't really work, but I still wanted to point it out because you see these type of scenarios at least like once a set pretty much. So I think that could be good.
Swedish is good at this matchup.
Yeah, I want to see. I want to remember what it was like to watch. I want to see Swedish get one hit and just like perfectly.
Yeah, those backers, it's like it's so hard. It's so hard to like get in against Sheik doing this.
Yeah, but that was.
Yeah, this is why I don't like being in the air too much against Sheik.
He's gotta, well,
Yeah, that's gonna be rough.
he's got to force up the Fox, but he's not. Triff's not gonna go. So it's
Yeah,
not really.
Triff's not gonna go Fox. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Whatever.
Eh,
Back throw. Yeah.
go Fox. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Whatever.
Eh.
Back throw.
Yeah, don't pull turnip here. I actually don't think it's worth it to pull turnip here. Like he's way too close. He's way too close. What I would like instead of pulling this turnip is basically to like position me here around the ledge and have the threat of falling with back air. This turnip destroyed the whole potential edge guard. This was not a great edge guard sequence due to Peach being so shitty at the ledge. Thank you, Sakurai. But yeah, this turnip, as soon as Triff starts pulling this turnip, it's basically for Swedish like, oh, I can just go to the ledge for free. So that turnip is a no-no. That's a no-no. So as soon as this back throw happens, you should start positioning yourself here. Like you can fall through the platform. You can fall through the platform, be here, threat with a backer, maybe like fast fall backer if Swedish goes low. You still have the option of grabbing the ledge. But this turnip was a no-no.
Back throw. Yeah.
Let's see if more of those happens as well. That's unfortunate. Ooh, the early fair.
Oh, watch out.
Wow.
Switch kind of panicked there, but I guess it kind of worked out. Oh,
Yeah.
big fair. That was on the way out. I can't believe it. I feel like one more frame.
Yeah. Is that another?
Yeah.
Normal turnip.
More frame.
Yeah. Is that another? No.
Nah, it's just a normal.
Normal turnip. Yeah. Is that another?
What would have been so funny to see here would have been if Triff here just landed right at the ledge, because Swedish fair would have barely whiffed. Like, look at this fair. Like, if Triff was barely at the ledge, this most likely would have whiffed. Yeah. But like, I think that's very good sometimes, because Peach has a good recovery in terms of like getting back to the stage, but it's hard to get back to like neutral since you're so bad from ledge. But like, when people try to punish you, like your air dodges and stuff, they rarely cover like to the very edge of the stage. So that's something to keep in mind too.
Normal turnip. I was playing Skaruto versus BNSW up in the room, I'll tell you.
Skaruto? Yeah. That sounds like a fun matchup. Who wins that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, upper was good. First upper was good. Trying to read. Swedish coming down.
Me.
Yeah, okay.
Sheik's hard to play, man.
No, Sheik's hard to play.
But very fun.
Nice.
Sheik's hard to play, man.
No, Sheik's hard to play.
But very fun.
We used to think Sheik was easy to play. We used to think Sheik was easy to play and boring. Now we think she's hard to play and fun.
No. Those uppies, it's not really worth it. It's not really worth it.
Boring. Now we think she's hard.
Especially if you don't land on the platform, because even if you do get the up B, it's like you don't get any reward afterwards. So yeah, you just don't do that. I don't. It's not worth the 2%. Wait, down there? That must have been a misclick. That must have been a misclick. Yeah, and this turnip scenario kind of describes a bit of what I talked about earlier as well. So we can see here, like this turnip throw comes out when, like before Sheik is jumping, right? Wait, go back a little bit more. So we see Triff jump, do the turnip before Sheik is, leaving the ground. And then this is very quick, right? So Swedish did not react to like, oh, Triff jumped with turnip. So he preemptively jumped out of shield. He ended up lower than the turnip, and this could have been a punish. So that was a good turnip approach. It just sadly didn't work out too well.
That's true, it just totally flipped. Ooh, damage. I just said that.
Okay, this might be what you... sorry. This might have been what you mentioned earlier, Triff. I saw your comment in chat with avoiding needles. I guess this is partly what you meant. So maybe go to a platform in that scenario. The thing is also, like, Sheik does have like quite a bit of end lag, and it takes pretty long. So in this scenario, you also can make it look like you're gonna go to a platform, and then potentially still get a punish against the needle storm. Like, this is honestly like not safe for Swedish by any means, but I mean, he got the read/reaction on you going to the ground, and then yeah, he got a lot of damage for it. Is it okay, no platform this time. And yeah, that's the F-tilt we talked about. He did it from a... Yeah, did it from wave dash this time. Don't remember if he did that first time. I don't think so. I think he was standing that time. Oh, another shield drop there. Oh yeah, those nairs, actually, I feel like if you do the perfect nair, you probably can get the down smash out before he's fair, actually. Yeah, if you do the frame perfect, like flow cancel nair, I imagine the down smash actually beats this fair. We should actually get that tested, Triff. But I imagine if you do a perfect float nair, you will actually get the down smash here. And that would be... I know it wasn't perfect. But I'm saying if you did perfect float cancel nair, I imagine that it actually beats fair. And since everyone is so in the habit of always shield drop aerial... Yeah, It should be tested out. I'm just throwing out the theory that this could be really good. But yeah, would need testing. Would need testing. No, not these turnips. Not these turnips. Yeah, this is another scenario where more could have happened here. As soon as this backer hits, you gotta position yourself for the ledge. Here, like now you're crouching. Yeah, I feel like you just focus more on being ready for the ledge as soon as possible. It was a hard one to get, but I feel like more pressure could have been applied. It was like too easy for Swedish to get it back.
Yeah, it takes a second. I actually wonder what it. I don't know the count off the top of my head. It takes a second. I actually wonder what it. I don't know the count off the top of my head. Like with Fox, I know it's 10 frames before the hitboxes come out. I don't know what the count is. It's probably similar to that.
Oh, that's another wave dash forward tilt. Yeah, seems like Swedish like those. Wave dash forward tilt. You haven't punished any of the F tilts.
I don't know what the count is. It's probably similar though.
I mean, the end lag is very, very low, but it seems to be something you need to work on. Because yeah, he's getting away with it way too much. F tilt, F tilt. Yeah, work on the F tilt punishes. Yeah, Triff. Basically, so you get like the biggest amount of frame advantage on shield. I'm sure you can set this up in like Uncle Punch, where you have a Fox or Sheik like shielding, and then if you hit their shield, a roll, right? Frame perfectly. And then if you do nair down smash, it will catch the roll, assuming you're perfect. So, yeah, that you should be able to practice on your own.
That was like a Johnny grab for Sheik.
Yeah. Oh, that was
Ooh, that was like a Johnny grab for Sheik.
Yeah. Oh, that was a punch and grab.
See how Swedish can get this KO.
Yeah, that was solid defense from Swedish, making it hard to hit. Fade out the dash attack.
Good spacing, but maybe you should have let him tech. I don't know. Big forwarder there. Let's see what he's got. Edge guard. Triff gonna drop.
Yeah, also solid from Swedish.
Yeah.
There it is. Nice. Okay, so rinse and repeat. Basically, the way that works, right, is like P just like more leverage the higher.
Oh yeah, that's the backer at low damage from float that we talked about. See, Swedish. I mean, it's a weak hit to be fair, but still, even on tipper bear, like, can still be tricky to avoid. Yeah. Ooh, I actually wonder if you couldn't have been sneaking in an up air. It's not a very high damage here, but I mean, I feel like up air here would have been even sicker. Yeah, baiting the shield grab.
You're like, well, what about blood? And they don't budge? It's like, oh.
Yeah, it's like
okay, Triff. I'm not sure if this was your intention. So please let me know if it was. Is this turnip throw? Was this intended trying to bait Swedish to catch the turnip and then punish him? I know I used this like a very long time ago. I know I used this against Mute King a long time ago because he loved to catch turnips here, and then I just hit him for it. And it kind of looks like you were going for it. Okay, you were? Okay.
yeah,
I figured.
It's like, oh, okay, well, how about
Yeah, it's like, you know what it's really like? It's really like...
That's so annoying when you throw turnips and they kind of like land on the platform, like here.
It's really like, that game in Kaiji with the E-card. It's really like E-card, that game in Kaiji with the E-card. It's really like E-card, like the more that game in Kaiji with the E-card. It's really like E-card, like the more
commoners.
Yeah, the more commoners you put out. E-card. It's really like E-card, like the more
commoners.
Yeah, the more commoners you put out.
That's good. That's good.
It's really like E-card. Like
It's
the
like
more,
commoners.
yeah, the more commoners you put out, you lose leverage. You lose leverage.
You lose leverage. Yeah.
Yeah, Swedish, yeah, he really does like this side platform.
Yeah, the more
Yeah, I feel like you need to call him out for it more. See? Side platform, and now he's back to, like, neutral.
calling him on it.
And the roll away. I mean, that one is hard to deal with.
On it.
It's hard to deal with.
It's a game of chicken. You gotta keep calling him on
But, I mean, it doesn't really feel like Swedish in many scenarios, like, goes too aggressively when he's, like, in a tricky situation. So, yeah. The lower floats will be important for sure. Wait, Trev, what situation are you talking about? Yeah, which situation do you don't know what to do? Wait, I'll go back a little bit.
it. More, yeah, the more commoners you put out, you lose leverage.
Yeah, I think we're like around here. Like, do you mean the side platform? Do you mean this scenario, or which scenario do you mean? I mean, I would say like in the best thing you can do. So okay, if we go back a little bit again.
You put out, you lose leverage. You lose leverage.
So like right here, I would already like, if you do think he's gonna jump, just like drift and jump nair at this percentage. Like it does take quite a bit of time. The thing is though, you have to like super hard read it. And the reward is high, assuming they have high damage. If they have like 20%, it's probably not worth it, right? But at this percentage, like if you do get this nair, you will get a good edgeguard scenario. Yeah, the thing is you can't really cover both. You have to pick one. Like in this scenario, like if you think he's gonna go to the platform, then just go there right away before he actually does. It's no way you can like cover both reliably. So you gotta pick one. You gotta pick one. And Swedish tends to like side platform, it seems like. So, I mean, it would be amazing if you could cover both reliably, but it isn't really the case. Even faster characters, I wouldn't really say can do it as easily. They still have the advantage of like, at the very least, apply more pressure since they're faster. Like if you're a Fox, like you can just very quickly cover more areas or like make it hard for them. But it's not like you guaranteed get to cover one of them. Like, and by that I mean like it's not like if you try to cover low and they go high, it's not like you get a direct punish. So yeah, in this scenario, like just jump near.
Shots all the
You put out, you lose leverage. You lose leverage.
Shots all the
Yeah. Also in this scenario, okay, so it's two wrong things here, right? So first of all, you don't ever cover this side platform, so it's pretty much telling Swedish you can always go there. But then what happens next is also wrong here. So Swedish do go to the side platform, and at this point, you probably should notice that he's there, right? And in this scenario, it's not like, how do you say? It's going to be incredibly hard to like cover high areas here. So what I would have done is probably just go back to the ground and keep more center stage. But now you drifted more to the edge, and Swedish got like even more room to work with. Oh, yep, the roll away again.
You gotta keep calling him on it.
You always do the jab as well after a fair.
You gotta keep calling him on it.
Yeah, this jab doesn't seem to do anything. This is like the 5th or 6th time fair jab, and yeah, it hasn't done anything. Good early dash attack. Oh, that's unfortunate.
That down air, yeah. Almost totally turned the tides. Did he miss his L cancel on that up air? I feel like he may have been able to.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, little flub.
No.
Been able to combo there.
Oh, yeah, Triff with a weird drop there
Yeah,
too,
little
right?
flub.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez, yeah.
yeah.
You go very aggressive from shield drops. I actually do think you should go more defensive from shield drop. I do think you should go more defensive against from shield drop, at least against Swedish. Like in this scenario coming up here, you can shield drop and then don't attack. you can chill drop and like slightly retreat, because it seems like Swedish is just trying to like punish you as you're like in commitment from a move. He didn't get the hit here, but we have seen it before, and we probably will see it again. So in shield drop scenarios, when you have like basically a 0% chance of landing your move, you probably should not even like attack. You should just fall through and then try to like punish him after he does his move instead.
Oh, geez, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Also these, yeah, I think you're too airborne. These type of aerial battles is just so hard to win against Sheik. I think you do this too much. Fair is too slow, and Nair doesn't like cover the right area really. It's so easy for... I feel like those scenarios, best case scenarios, end up like that pretty much.
A little bit of slop. A little bit of slop. Side stream, right?
Like if the Peach and Sheik are playing equally as good in that type of scenario, it probably will end up with a strong hit for Sheik and a weak for Peach. And that's not really gonna cut it.
It's not that late.
It's not that. Ooh. We used to play tournaments at 3 a.m.
That's true.
Yeah, remember?
Round 3.
Yeah.
Round
Some
3
West
was
Coast
nuts.
tournaments too.
Ooh. Alright, so Swedish with the lead here. Still game 1. Yeah, definitely a different pace than Foxados.
That was so... that's unfortunate. You were so close. Yeah, but this is what I mean. I really feel like these aerial battles against Sheik is just so hard.
Very, very late hit of that back air.
Yeah.
I actually feel like this matchup for every year also gets worse.
Very, very late hit of that back air.
Yeah, that was a nice conversion into the grab there. Oh, lots of damage here. I think he's gonna live. Yeah. He's fine.
Yeah,
He's not
that
so far
little
away.
back air sequence actually turned this entire match.
Yeah.
Platform game right now, really solid from Swedish, making it very hard.
Damn, yeah. That one interaction basically decided the match.
They're just kind of throwing out those forward airs as he was landing.
Yeah.
It's like he's
Ooh.
It's
Very.
Yeah.
There's
FD. I'm actually not even sure if I like this stage.
He's fine because he knocked Triff so far away.
Oh yeah.
Nice. I like that.
Swedish side platform, yeah.
To the ledge. And it's so with me.
I mean, you can't blame Swedish for doing it. He hasn't gotten picked, or he hasn't gotten like punished for it a single time. I pick FD to avoid top platform camp. I mean, I can see it. I can see it. And Swedish likes the platforms. I'm just not sure what my preference is. I actually feel like besides Yoshi's probably, I don't really know what I think about stages. I don't like Yoshi's. You just die so early as Peach. But besides that, I don't really know what I think about stages. I don't really like Pokemon either. I don't feel like it is any like good stage in the matchup. Like none of them are awful either, but for me, I would say Dreamland, Battlefield are probably my two favorites, and then FD probably third. I don't like Stadium. I don't like Stadium. It's very low ceiling. Like down throw up air is annoying. Yeah. I'd probably pick Dreamland as my favorite, but it's just because I was overall confident that longer match equals higher chance for me winning. It's like, yeah, it's obviously hard, like you need more percentage on Peach too. Like, of course you need more percentage to kill Sheik as well, but yeah, I just felt more confident, like longer, more time to play pretty much. But I do think it's probably the best for Peach. FOD I don't like either. Yoshi's, FOD, and PS are probably the worst three for Peach in no particular order. And Dreamland, Battlefield, FD are probably the three best in no particular order. That's how it felt for me, but I don't... It's not one of those matchups where stage matters the most. Like, it's more brutal in other matchups.
I remember as a player, it was also difficult for me to go from... being like an underdog.
No, okay.
player.
Yeah,
He's also
okay.
good
It did
with
work
free
out
throw.
on the low percentage here. Yeah. Actually, like, maybe you should keep floating like this at
Like an
low
underdog
damage.
in winners to
Yeah,
be,
it's pretty
like,
good
up
punish.
here in losers. Like I felt like
Oh. I mean, in that scenario, if you're like a little bit slow on the reaction, like, just go for the down smash instead. It's frame 5.
Like I felt like going into losers, oftentimes your first set is versus somebody. Going into losers, oftentimes.
Oh,
your first
yeah,
set
that could have
is
been a
versus
punish.
somebody who you're probably like better than. Or whatever.
Ooh.
I don't know, that was my experience. First
That was
set is
good.
versus somebody who you're
Finding the area underneath Sheik.
I don't know,
Let's
that was
go.
my experience.
I like that ledge grab as well. Also, in this scenario,
That was my experience.
I know I did this myself too much as well. Like here, I actually don't think it's worth it to down tilt. I know I did this myself for the extra damage, but I actually don't think this down tilt is worth it unless you kill. I think the reverse nair is better, or back throw if you don't have time to do the nair. Like, I did this down tilt myself a lot. And let's say this reverse nair hit. Yes, you would get like an extra like 14-15 damage. But Sheik would have a much higher chance to recover, right? Because you go so much higher. So I think I did that wrong. Like, it's good if you can get down tilt upper for kill. Or sometimes, yeah, a down tilt up smash can also work, as Fuzzy said in chat. If they don't DI. If they don't DI the down tilt. But if you don't get the kill, yeah, just go for the nair, actually. I think it's better.
I had that exact experience today.
Yeah.
I like that up smash. It's a bit underrated, actually. Especially against Sheik.
Yeah.
That's good.
I was very nervous.
Ooh.
I had that exact experience today.
Yeah.
I was very nervous. I had that exact experience today.
Yeah.
It does combo there, Triff. It does. Or wait, do you mean this example here?
I had that exact.
Yeah, you could have gotten there. You could have gotten there. But it's like, even if you do hit the nair, Sheik ends up so high that. Yeah, she ends up so high that I feel like it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Your edge guard scenario gets so much worse. No. The thing is, you should just do a reverse nair in the first place. You should do a reverse nair in the first place. So here, you just do reverse nair. Don't down tilt. Don't down tilt. I know you will find old matches of me doing this too. And I admit, I shouldn't have done it. I think I started doing this less and less towards the end of my career. It's been quite some time now, though, so I don't actually remember. But I'm pretty sure I started doing this less towards the end. They can arms attack the nair, but you should always expect them to arms attack the nair, and then you can punish them again with a new nair. So after you do the reverse nair, never pull a turnip. Never pull a turnip. Do the reverse nair, expect them to arms attack. If they do, you nair. You can always do the second nair if you want to. And even if they don't arms attack, you still have enough time to like set up for an edge guard. So yeah, to summarize, reverse nair, expect arms attack and do nair again, and then work with edge guard. I mean, if you really feel like the second air might be too slow, you also could do a dash attack and get like the push hitbox. That would also be fine. But honestly, I'll be more than surprised if you wouldn't be able to hit the second air here. I'll be more than surprised. But if you really feel like in a tournament match that, oh, I might not be able to hit my second air, then you just do the dash attack and like, you know, that pushes them away horizontally.
I had that exact experience today.
Yeah.
I was very nervous. I had that exact experience.
Also, I feel like sometimes when like in these type of scenarios, like Sheik doesn't have like the best aerial drift. I feel like sometimes instead of directly trying to punish Sheik when she comes down, sometimes I feel like make it look like you're gonna attack, let Sheik throw out her move, and then try to punish. Especially when you have her cornered, since Swedish likes to roll. Like, let's say Sheik did a spare, you're out of range, you got in with a float, nair, with a turnip throw or something. Even if Sheik gets the shield up, you have advantage. Like, I feel like you probably should like wait and bait out their move and then punish more, instead of directly trying to challenge Sheik every time. Yeah, dash attack can also be fine if, but yeah, you had a turnip here. But, so yeah, it doesn't apply to this particular scenario, but yeah.
Ooh.
I won. No, but I don't know if you're gonna ask.
Yeah, that's that dash attack. It's good. It's good.
Off, you know, I figured I could.
Like, a lot of like dash attacks and stuff is just so good as like anti-airs in this game.
Stage, by the way.
FD? Yeah, this is really.
Oh.
Hey, what do you think about this this stage, by the way?
FD? Yeah, this is really. Wait. Oh, yeah.
What do you think about this this stage, by the way?
Would that actually have...
This is really.
No, that wouldn't have comboed. That wouldn't have comboed.
This stage, by the way.
FD? Yeah.
Yeah, that DI... Yeah, you can actually just have jumped away. Yeah, that would not have comboed.
Wait. Oh,
But I mean,
yeah.
sometimes easier said than done. But yeah, that would not have comboed. So that death could have been avoided for sure.
No, it's fine, because if you can get Sheik to not have a double jump, tight window for that. No, it's fine, because if you can get Sheik.
Oh, this is also a very common thing people do between stocks. It's just to like run through their opponent. I like to throw out early aerials in case they run through. Like early float cancel fair, early float cancel bear, something like that.
So if you can get Sheik to not have a double jump, it's very punishing. Also, you can really, if you can get Sheik to not have a double jump, it's very punishing. Also, you can really.
Yeah, Swedish kind of likes those. I've noticed when he plays against Hungrybox too, he likes to do these like early short up fairs. Yeah, he likes to do these early short up fairs, and I honestly could see it being good for you to bait those and then sneak in with dash attack. That actually might be like one of the better openings against Swedish to get dash attack. So in this type of scenario, instead of going to the air, if you stayed grounded here, like let's go back a little bit again, get a better view on it. Here, like. Like, I feel like if you did something like, I don't know, like wave dash very slightly backwards, for example, you also could like float drop down and then punish. I feel like that could have been good. Because yeah, Swedish, like when he expects you or reacts to you going to the air, he likes to do this one. But right now, I feel like we don't get any punishes from it. So make it look like you're going to go up in the air, but quickly be on the ground. And then try to sneak in dash attacks. This actually might be like one of the key openings.
It's very punishing.
Yeah, that actually might be one of the key openings, the more I see it.
If you can get Sheik to not have a double jump.
Yeah, I can already see the dash attack. I can see the dash attack. If you don't know exactly what I mean, Triff, please let me know and I can explain in more detail. But yeah, I think that's honestly going to be one of the key scenarios. Oh no, that should have been a punish.
At the same time, a lot of Sheiks like the stage too. So I honestly think it's.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a.
Same time, a lot of Sheiks like the stage too. So I honestly think it's.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a huge blow up.
Sheiks like the stage too. So I honestly think it's.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah, not quite the same scenario since it was a full hop, but a little bit the same thing. You don't like. Yeah, you don't bait his moves out enough. Like, you put yourself in a position where it's like, either you hit or you do get hit. I really want to see more. Oh, I make it look like you're going to be able to hit me, and then I punish instead. This is similar to the other scenario we just went over, but not quite the same.
But at the same time, a lot of Sheiks like the stage too. So I honestly think it's.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like a huge blow up stage as far as my calculation.
And that's the short up fair again. The early short up fair.
As far as my.
Yep. Gotta bait them out. Gotta bait them out.
Stage as far as
Honestly, it feels like you're too aggressive. It feels like you're too aggressive.
Plan, right, is a little more Swedish playing this really nicely right now.
Ooh, that was a good dash attack by Swedish.
Hitting with like the proper part of all the buttons. Like look at all these backers hitting
Yeah.
the hard and
yeah. Oh
wow.
Not do it.
This is the reason I kind of hate when people are like,
Ooh, I like the
okay, I can't believe Swedish dropped that. Aw.
ledge refresh and then
But it's like, it's so hard to actually truly get back with Peach. Ooh.
too fast for him.
Yep.
It's a little too fast.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Here again, we can see like you jump so much earlier, and Swedish ends up underneath the turnip, and boom.
Wow.
Ah, that's unfortunate.
Oh.
Honestly, just dash attack there. Just dash attack. The Nair isn't bad, but I would have dash attacked. Dash attack there would have been better. It would have been better. Like, not only from like the perspective that it probably would give you a bigger punish, it has a higher chance to like just straight up hit. Like, it's better as an anti-air, the dash attack, than the Nair. And if you do get hit by the fair, being on the ground is already better for like a potential arms attack. Fuzzy, trust me, like no one goes for like the text from Peach's dash attack. Honestly, the time people don't even go for it on like tech chase scenarios. I think Peach is gonna start getting worse once people realize that you can use tech her dash attack tech chase. You can hold down tech and then you kind of get destroyed. But those type of scenarios, I have legit never seen anyone go for this tech. Oh, he does that on tech chase dash attacks. Yeah. That I think that will make especially Peach worse. I've said it for a long time. But those type of dash attacks, no. Like, you're not gonna be able to tech this. If you do the dash attack early, then you're like, she's still in the air. Like, yeah, this dash attack you're not going to be able to tech. Assuming that Peach does this dash attack correctly, like, you're not even on the ground. Like, you would need some, like, insane... Like, look, dash attack would already hit here. Yeah, in tech chase scenarios, yeah, you should do it. You should do it. I guess the mix-up for Peach is used to do the down smash, which looks really scrubby, but... Some scenarios it probably is better. I'm not sure if me and Fuzzy are misunderstanding each other. What I mean at least is the tech chase dash attacks, yes, you can tech those in place and actually punish Peach. So a lot of her punish game is kind of fraudulent. It's just players have been like lazy and not punishing it. I don't know why, because this should have been obvious like a decade ago. Oh, you mean Nair that? Okay. Did I even say necessarily he was gonna do Nair dash attack? Maybe I did. Okay, but that's where the misunderstanding come from. I thought you meant that this dash attack could be teched, and I was like, wait, what? So, okay, that's where the misunderstanding. You meant float cancel Nair dash attack. I mean, sometimes maybe. I'm not sure if people actually ever did that against me either. But... But yeah, my point was that this Nair should have been a dash attack in the first place.
Coming in.
Oh, with the angle there on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, also if you do, like, even if you SDI the Nair down and then, like, get a tech on the dash attack, I mean, that still would create a mix-up with, like, down smash being very, very dangerous if you, like, hold down.
Not the greatest.
No jump.
No jump.
It's okay.
Oh.
Peach says it's okay. Oh, snipe.
Oh, I thought he was gonna throw one more needles then grab the ledge.
It's actually pathetic how bad Peach is at the ledge.
But all that is damage
Playing
at
a
the same
dangerous
time.
game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Triff's got to take his time coming off the ledge, whether he wants to or not.
Oh.
I actually wonder if that could have been a shield grab. Triff did that nair really high on Swedish's shield. Wow, and that was a strong bear.
I can't believe that. Right?
Yeah.
It was like it was the thigh.
It looked like the thigh. Yeah, usually the middle part is a weak hit. Huh.
Go figure.
Yeah, go figure.
Huh.
Huh.
Go figure.
Yeah, go figure.
Oh, nice there. Yeah, Swedish was like trying to run underneath again and sneak around you.
Yeah, go figure.
But yeah, that time you caught him. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's up, Cosmic? What's up, buddy?
P-Das. P-Das is too busy doing
No.
On that one.
P-Das.
Yeah, you gotta punish those full needle storms.
P-Das is too busy doing
The math on
Like,
that
he does go for it sometimes. Like, he just, like, Swedish in this scenario, he just, like, predicts you're gonna go down. And he, what is it called? He throws it out hoping that he read your timing and when you go down. But you never try to punish this. I mean, you still gotta be careful because he can cancel his needles, of course, and throw out an aerial. But that's why you want to stay at a distance where you're not gonna get hit directly by short up fair.
doing statistical analysis, right?
Really?
P-Das is too busy doing statistical analysis, right?
Really?
I don't know.
Is that his new?
P-Das is too busy doing statistical analysis, right?
Really?
I don't know.
Is that his new thing?
P-Das is too busy doing
Yeah.
statistical
I kind of like this scenario as well that's coming up here.
P-Das is too busy
Like, you can see it's happening here. Like, honestly, it probably would have been better to not do the nair in the first place and just fall down. And now here, Sheik is, like, getting punished. Or could get punished. I actually think float fall with no aerial is very underused. To, like, sneak around people's hitboxes and then kill them. Oh, that's good. That's good.
All right, tie game. Swedish up
Oh.
one game.
Swedish up one game. I feel like Swedish is
No.
he's getting too many grabs. I feel like Triff is making himself too easy to grab. And I feel like that's really bad for because Sheik always is going to get a guarantee. And I feel like that's really bad for because Sheik always is going to get a guaranteed hit. And I feel like that's really
Yeah, on this stage, Swedish really prefers... Since he doesn't have the platform, you can see that he really likes to run under. So in those type of scenarios, when you throw the turnip, sometimes it probably is worth to fall down with, like, an aerial instead. Like, try to space, like, an air or something. Because, yeah, he wants to, like, regain stage position or stage control by just running under you.
you can lose this matchup is just getting grabbed.
Get grabbed too much.
Oh no!
Fair. Wow, yeah.
The thing is, all these games feel so winnable. They feel so winnable, but it's like small key scenarios that just like get unpunished.
Fast, yeah. Because you need to the reason the fair's a lot. You can jump so much earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, Falcon's got some of those.
Oh, that was good. That was a good shield stop.
Yeah, like down throw, and then you have to get the run timing, and then you kind of feel you have to run really far. Like it's not a normal timing for sure.
Right. Yeah, very analogous. All right, yeah, I like the anti-air dash attack. It's definitely a tool Peach can have.
Yeah, Oscar said like 6 times.
That's unfortunate
Sheik should
from
have
Swedish.
Falcon. He just said it like 4 or 5 times, and I was like, dude, I get it.
It's like what he
This
says.
is female Captain Falcon. I was like, oh, all right, man.
I love it. She says something over and over.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
Yeah, that's a roll again. That's a roll again.
Over and over.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
But yeah, he's never getting punished for them. But I mean, you did go in one direction though, so it's still a decent attempt. It just, yeah, didn't work out.
What can Drift do? Is there explosive offense
Dash
available?
tag?
Oh.
Oh yeah, she can
What
jump out of
Drift
that
do?
one.
Is there
So in that scenario,
offense
like
available?
here, it's better to try to punish what they are gonna do afterwards than going for another dash attack. This dash attack, the second one, it only works against bad Sheiks. But assuming that the Sheik know what they're doing,
explosive offense?
this, like with this DI, like that was perfect DI by Swedish. And she escapes the combo. Normally what people do here is that they always just jump away. And then it's better try to like shark their landing.
Oh, outspacing.
Yeah, the big one with Armada, the real explosive one is when you get a nice juicy down tilt.
It tested it down tilt
Oh,
there.
he threw out a panic down air.
Yeah,
Toph.
he DI'd
Oh my god.
Down smash.
So
Get
easy
that. Down it.
down tilt. I think he might have been out of the explode.
Offense
Dash
available.
tag.
What can Drift do? Is there explosive offense
Dash
available?
tag
Oh,
helps.
outspacing.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, very winnable games. Very winnable games. All right, final match. Final match.
Reversal move in that situation.
In the corner.
No.
Reversal move in that situation.
In the corner.
Yeah, that's a good bait by Swedish. He gets the backer, quickly moves out of range, avoids the aerial, gets the grab.
Yeah, no,
Reversal move in that situation.
in the corner.
A mix-up in this scenario for Peach could be, so right here, instead of doing an aerial, is to use fall down and do a waveland. Yeah, right here, mix-up can be waveland back, and that could be an opening for down tilt. Or opening for whatever. Like, a lot of people, like, in certain scenarios, like, imagine, like, Pal Sheik Peach back in the day, when people did down throw dash attack, before people knew you could DI down to get, like, land on the stage before the dash attack. In those type of scenarios, in the old school Peach Sheik meta, in Pal, Sheik did down throw, dash attack, Peach did falling nair, Sheik was shielding, and then got another grab. So yeah, in those type of scenarios, instead of throwing out that kind of desperate nair, just waveland back and then punish. It's a good mix-up. It's a good mix-up.
I'm totally with you. And he still
I think
doesn't
that
run to
that's cool, like, most of the time, but like right now you're down 0-2 in a best of 5 set. That is such an awful feeling,
Yeah, and you see
and
that
I don't know.
Yeah, Swedish is on top of the defensive options right now.
Yeah.
He's actually just outclassing Drift. This is really cool to see. I feel like Drift has been a little bit more talked about recently. He was,
Okay, I actually noticed that Swedish, he's more safe with his edge guarding than most other people. I actually think Swedish could do this better.
And I don't know.
Don't get me wrong, Swedish is a fantastic player, but it's like some of these scenarios when he edge guards with backer, and I feel like you can use this to your advantage, Triff. So in this situation here, this pretty much should be death. This should be death. But Swedish, he heavily prefers to like not drift too much outwards with his backer. But the thing is, even if you get a weak hit here, then you're still gonna get the ledge first with Sheik and rinse and repeat. And if you get a strong hit, then probably death. So drifting outwards is honestly good. But since he doesn't do that, you can often like, you know, stay further outside and then go to the ledge.
about recently, he was, did really well at the last summit, took a set off Zane.
That one was a bit more obvious, but it was some other scenarios too where you could have used that to your advantage.
Kind of guy.
A little bit inconspicuous. Zane.
Yeah. Also, oops. Also in those type of scenarios, if you are gonna keep playing this very float heavy game, you gotta throw out super early aerials. Super early aerials.
He's an inconspicuous kind of guy.
A little bit
Like,
inconspicuous.
for you to have any chance of winning this scenario by staying airborne, you have to like have your fair or something out already. It's way too late now. I still feel like the
A little bit
float, bait, fall down here, and then like if you fall down here and he jumps full hop fair, that could be good opportunities to get like up airs and airs. This is not the perfect percentage by any means. I know Sheik only has 10, but I do feel like those full hop height floats and just fall down. You can fall down like drifting slightly backwards too. And then like try to punish Sheik when she's like in that animation.
Inconspicuous kind of guy. Swedish delight. Yeah, we'll see what happens though.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know.
That was an early aerial at
We'll
least,
see what
but
happens, though.
this seems so scary.
I don't know. I guess.
Yeah, I personally don't really
We'll see what
agree
happens,
with
though.
some of
I don't
these
know. I
decisions.
guess
Oh, that was
we'll see
really
what
good by
happens, though.
Swedish.
I don't know.
That was really
I
good by
guess-
Swedish to cover that with F tilt immediately. Yeah, that was really good.
I feel like I haven't diagnosed Triff's game plan actually.
Yeah.
Dude, you go in too much.
like
I feel like, okay, this match compared to the other two, it feels like you're just getting frustrated.
Triff's game game
and like you just want to get something started, and Swedish is
I
like
feel like I haven't
walls you out
diagnosed
so
gameplay,
well.
actually.
Yeah.
The other two matches felt so much more winnable. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to come back from these type of scenarios. You have two winnable games, and then like, oops, I'm down 2-0.
This punish game, like he needs to get a lot of damage here. What's he gonna do? Down smash.
Alright.
Okay, this was wrong. It ended up being fine, but in this scenario, you should honestly just jump from ledge. Like tournament winner from ledge. If you tournament winner from ledge, then you can just like do quick nair or back air. That down smash is bad. In that scenario, rather do back throw. That down smash should never work. People can use, yeah, as you know, crouch cancel it and get sent towards the stage.
And like this punish game, like he needs to get
No. You and I get hit by the fire there. Like, let's look at this scenario again. Like, now you have like, now you would jump. Now you would jump. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Alright.
But that forward Swedish another recovery mix up.
Oh,
No.
just boxing with Sheik losing.
Yeah. The Swedish playing this really well.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that nair as well. Swedish didn't go for the arms attack, but here, now do not, in this scenario, you should not drift any more to the right. You should just, as quickly as possible, position for the arms attack. Oops, wait, wrong button. Yeah, here you should, as quickly as possible, position for arms attack. But you move like slightly more to the right and pull a turnip. I mean, at this point, like, he is not getting the arms attack, but yeah, it's a good muscle memory to always just expect it. Because this turnip doesn't do shit. I actually don't even think those turnips probably should be used either.
125. It's gonna keep going. Is that
Yeah,
good?
that actually like almost destroyed the edge guard scenario.
It's gonna keep
Turnips probably shouldn't be
Is that
used
good?
against
Is
Sheik.
that bad? Nice shield.
I mean, they can be fine to get the access to the ledge.
I was
If you have like, if you're turned to the wrong side.
The ledge.
Uh-huh.
And he realized
Oh, that's
I'm too late.
unfortunate.
Best thing, given the circumstances.
Nice.
Given the circumstances.
Yeah, that's the early fairs. That's the early fairs. Like more grounded playstyle. Early fair, you sneak in, dash attack. You didn't get much from it. Swedish DI has actually been good on the dash attacks this set. But still, like the key openings, they still seem to be there.
Man, yeah, and Swedish whiff punishing everything.
Yeah.
Just playing solid neutral fundamentals and getting kills at pretty low percent. That almost KO'd too.
I feel like Swedish is definitely the kind of player who.
Oh, that was a bit late on the dash attack.
I feel like Swedish is definitely the kind of player who.
It's like, if you are gonna do, like, you know this, Triff, you know this. But yeah, if you're gonna do the dash attack, it has to be like, you have to like get it out like as Sheik is like landing. Like there, Sheik already had landed before the dash attack.
I feel
Like,
Swedish is definitely
yeah, this scenario. Sheik is already landed, and the dash attack is not even out yet.
the kind of player who.
I think Swedish actually could have
he knows
punished that.
when he gets under people's skin or when they get a little bit annoyed or impatient. And I feel like he can capitalize on that really well.
Yeah.
I can't forget this one set that I played with him long ago, 2012 or something, like 2013, where he really just dominated me.
Yeah,
And I felt like the more frustrated I got, the worse it was.
right.
Yep, early short up fairs, early short up fairs, early
Some
short up
players
fairs.
can do it yeah,
They do it
right.
intentionally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they can take advantage of it really well.
Ah, no. You had the right idea. You had the right idea, but it could have been better. And I'm not only saying that because it obviously didn't land, but I'm not sure how much you paid attention to this yourself. But this is like a perfect example of Melee's punish game for people that might not be too familiar with Melee's punish game. Like this backer is not perfectly spaced. And by that, I actually don't mean that you want a tipper here. In this scenario, you want to be as close as possible to Sheik without getting the reverse hit. You could have been slightly closer to Sheik, which means that you would have been closer to Sheik right now as well. which means that you would have had a higher chance to connect with the second hit.
Advantage of it really well.
That was, you could have been very, very slightly. And honestly, I probably would have preferred Nair myself. Like in this scenario, I probably would have preferred Nair instead of back air. Like turn around, do the Nair, be as deep as possible without sending reverse, and then cover like the DI up. And if they do an arms attack, you still have enough time to like fall down from the float and then cover. Yeah, like after the first Nair or backer, yeah, you don't have to float. I probably would have full hopped as well. But the thing is, it did look like, to be fair to Triff, this DI from Triff, or from Swedish, it was a bit tricky. Like, it was a bit tricky. Like, of course, like, watching it now, it's like, oh yeah, that would have been better. But it's like, that DI actually was pretty tricky from Swedish. I'm not sure if it was intentional, but yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that Nair. Let's go.
Down on top of it. All right.
Well, Triff with an absolute mountain to climb here.
Yeah.
Absolute mountain, Tove.
The way Swedish is playing, this is just.
Even to win this game, much less 3 games.
Yeah. This is.
Yeah, the early, yeah.
3 games.
Yeah. This is.
The early Nair beats his short up there, yeah. I feel like we are repeating a lot of things at this point, but we have gone over a lot of important things. And yeah, I feel like just showing the scenarios when it works also helps.
Because you could only really.
Yeah, early aerial worked again.
Sheik rolled in.
Yeah.
Swedish just a 50. Playing it nice and slow. I hate it but love it about Swedish because I'm not the kind of player who could do this. Like when you have a lead and you're just like, all right, nothing to worry about.
No sweat, yeah.
Right? Just playing nice. Just look at that weak.
Is that gonna be it? Oh wait, he went for the up smash? Really?
Just playing
Oh,
nice.
that-
Just look
this
at
should
that
be
weak
death.
back air
Oh,
into
up smash.
grab.
All right, yeah, that's gonna be it for this set review. Triff versus Swedish. Triff, obviously, I hope you learned a lot from this set review. I tried my best. It's a tough matchup for sure, but I'm sure you will come back stronger, especially after this one. And to everyone that watched, I hope you guys learned a lot as well. It's been fun.